Hey guys, Mix here, and in today's video we're doing something that I've been looking forward to doing on the Corvette for pretty much since I've gotten it. So, as you guys know, we've been working on this Corvette, getting it ready for the road, and one thing that I've always done to pretty much anything with an engine is put an exhaust on it. Now this Corvette actually already has long tube headers and just straight pipes all the way back, but the stock mufflers. So it does actually sound pretty good right now, but at idle it's pretty quiet. But once it's in the higher RPMs, it does sound pretty decent. But I want to go ahead and fix that low RPM quietness, take out what's in this box, and install it today. So I just got a package from Summit Racing, and we're not going to be doing a full exhaust system, obviously, because a full exhaust system would not fit in this box, and it already has the headers and everything like that. But we're going to go ahead and just put the cherry on the cake and throw on some nice mufflers on this thing. Mufflers honestly make such a huge difference, and I was actually thinking about straight piping it because it does sound really good straight piped, but I'm really big with like engine health and everything like that, and I really want there to be some back pressure so, you know, the fuel mileage doesn't tank or we don't burn any valves or whatever if we're revving her up or whatever. But in order to have some back pressure, I just got a pair of racing mufflers that should sound really good on this thing. So let's go ahead and box these and I'll show you guys what I got. Oh yeah, there they are. The muffler I went ahead and got are two Flowmaster Super 10s. Since the exhaust on it is a true dual, obviously got two. But if you guys are familiar with the older videos and the S10, you guys know that I have actually a Flowmaster Super 10 on the S10, and it sounds really, really deep for a V6. People always think it's a V8, but it's just a really big 4.3 liter V6. And I really, just my dream exhaust, I guess you could say, for the Corvette is one of the chambered exhausts, but those are like $700. These, $80 a pop, and the results should be well worth it. You guys will see. Because under the exhaust, it just basically has, you know, the two duals, and then they split, and then basically just goes into a 90. That's exhaust clamped onto like the muffler back, and then 90 is welded onto the muffler. So I just got to take off that exhaust clamp, the exhaust hanger, and on each side, and the mufflers will be off. And then we could go ahead and bring the mufflers in here, cut them off, weld on the new ones, and then I'm definitely gonna have to add on some pipe and maybe do tips. I'm not really sure yet if I want to do that yet, but these mufflers are much shorter than the ones that are on there now, so we're gonna have to compensate. So guys, we are in the Corvette, and before we get started, I want to go ahead and start it up and see how it sounds now compared to the startup after. So it hasn't ran all day today, but if you guys remember in last video, this thing was not starting, and I tried to start it yesterday, which was the day after last video, and it wasn't starting again. And it turns out it was the distributor. It wasn't having sparks. So what I did is I took off the distributor cap. Well, first I tested the power of the distributor. It had power, so I took off the cap, cleaned it up a little bit, and it fired right up. So hopefully, if it's actually fixed, we'll see if it'll start up again. So it sounds pretty good, it's just quiet. Alright, now let's go ahead and begin this install. Not able to get it off with just loosening the clamp, so I just went ahead and cut it. But as you guys can see, this whole entire back piece literally came off. There was nothing holding it in back there. I literally was able to pull it right out. So now I just got to do the other side, and then I don't know, hopefully that side doesn't come off. Then I just got to take off the little outside pieces and the little piece in there, and then we'll bring the muffler into the shed and begin fabbing up everything. Alright guys, so this side is all done, And right now I'm getting this side ready for the Super 10. But there's something going on with my welder because I laid down some of the worst welds I've ever done in my life. The welder has like something wrong with the ground or something because it will not lay down a good like beat. It goes like zap, 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 and instead of like a nice zzz or whatever. But I mean, these are just awful welds. But I mean, as long as it's sealed, I guess that's all that matters. And I mean, it's pretty strong anyway. But I'm gonna try and get a better ground on this one. I just gotta clean up all of that because that is awful. It was super hard to cut under the car. But for whatever reason, the welder just does not like welding onto this type material. I mean, I would think it'd be steel, but who knows what they were using in the 80s or 70s, whatever year Corvette exhaust this is off of. But I'm just gonna keep trying at this, and hopefully we can get this welder to really lay down some good welds. Alright guys, so this side is all done, and once again, not the greatest welds, but as long as it seals, then she'll do her job. But right now I want to go ahead and get them all mounted up inside, and then I'll probably have to go to AutoZone and get some extra pipe to bring out the tip. So let's get this thing finished. Alright guys, so both mufflers are now installed. Nice and sturdy on both of them, but this one is going to be a little bit sturdier once I take off the bricks, because this does have a hanger up front, but obviously I need the extra pipe. So with that being said, let's go head to AutoZone right now and pick that up. Hopefully they have the size that I need, and then we'll get that all tightened down, probably throw on some tips, and we'll do the first fire up. Oh God, I just banged my head so hard on the roof. Cannot wait to hear this Corvette. I mean, with the way this thing sounds as a V6, like I said earlier, this is gonna sound insane. My biggest thing is I really want to be able to hear the chop at idle more, and I think the Super 10s should definitely provide that. Alrighty guys, so luckily they had everything I got, so I just got two 18-inch pipe, just two new exhaust clamps, and I also just went ahead and got some little turn down exhaust tips, just little like slide on ones. I'm not really crazy how like shotgun exhausts look, you know, that stick out on C3 Corvettes, so I think the little turn downs will look pretty nice. So let's get back and get this thing finished up. Alright, so let's see if we have to cut these at all. Oh yeah. Oh my God, that actually doesn't look bad. Let me put on the other one. All right, so this is what this thing would look like with shotgun exhaust. Obviously, I'll try and even it out a little bit, but... So guys, after going back and forth on, you know, if I want to do this or like the old tip style, honestly, I think I'm gonna do this. At first, I wasn't really a fan of how this type style looked on a C3, but this actually looks really beast. And I think it's like more of like the two pipes I don't really like. I don't even know what I don't like, but I'm going to get this nice and even, tightened down. Then I'll put the hanger up and, you know, get this side all sturdy, but I definitely really do actually like this a lot. Guys, with that being said, let's put the final touches on this exhaust and finally finish this thing up. So guys, after a long day of cutting and grinding and sanding and welding and everything like that, measuring, this is finally done, and it is time for the first start. This is going to hopefully sound really, really good. And I tried to get the tips as equal as possible. I think they definitely look pretty good. So with that being said, let's fire this thing up and do a little before and after of how it sounds now compared to before. Once again, from before until now. So guys, I just rewatched the video. The video does no justice. It is not too loud, but it is so much louder than before. It is insane. So I just went back and I looked at the footage and I saw that the camera actually like audio deafened or whatever the exhaust like big time. When it revved it, it made it sound so quiet, but the old one on camera might actually sound way louder. It's because it wasn't actually loud in real life and didn't make the camera minimize the volume to save its audio or save its speakers. I don't even know. But this is seriously insane. I honestly, I can't. I'm so happy right now. I can't wait to hear what it sounds like once it's on the road. But anyway, guys, with that being said, I'm going to be ending off the video here. Comment down below what you guys think about the new exhaust. I still have a couple kinks I still got to kick out. I just got to add some more exhaust support, maybe like in the center. I've had to do that basically since I've got it because it's always rattled. So I got to stiffen it up a little bit and, you know, stop it from moving around so much. But anyway, guys, like I said, I'm going to be ending it off here. Follow my social medias. They will be on the outro of this video. Instagram, Snapchat, I use the most. But thanks for watching. Please subscribe and comment. Tell your friends about the channel.